Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Samantha. Thank you so much for joining me. So in this video, I am going to show you my full henna gloss wash day. So this is from start to finish, just so that if you would like to do the same, that you know the steps you need to take in order for you to use a henna gloss safely so that you get the benefits and do not damage your hair. So I'm very new to henna. I have been thinking about it for quite some time. I would say maybe about 18 months. That's when I started doing my research on it. And although I knew about the benefits, I was, I suppose, hesitant because I know it's mainly used for art and also as a natural hair dye, and I was a little bit worried about my hair ending up with a reddish tinge. But after doing some more research, I've realized that there are lots of benefits for both the scalp and the hair, and I talked about those benefits in my previous video, which I'll link below. And in that video, this is when I actually made the henna gloss. But I realized that even if my hair did turn out red after a while, I could always use a combination of henna and indigo, and that would basically color my hair black. So it's not something that I need to worry about. The other thing as well, which I'm aware of, is that henna, because the deposit is permanent, it can eventually loosen up your curl, but we'll see, it may not. So I did my research, and now I'm quite happy with what I've discovered, and I know how to manage any situations that might occur. So I decided to go ahead and use henna. So as I said, it's mainly used as for artwork, and it's recommended that you use body art quality henna because this is going to be the safest for your hair. So I made enough just for the day. I didn't want to make a big batch. I have to freeze it, but I'm not going to go into too much detail in terms of how to make it. If you want to know how to make a henna gloss, I do have a detailed video which I've linked below, and that will show you all the steps that you need to take, and all the precautions you need to take, and also what the process is. But here is my henna gloss, all ready to use. It's beautiful. You can see the Lawson dye starting to come through. So although I knew I wasn't allergic to it because I've had henna on my hands before, I did a strand test and my hair was intact, so I was quite happy to go ahead. So a henna gloss is a deep conditioning treatment, so it's best applied to freshly clean hair. And because henna can be a bit drying, I decided to use a moisturizing shampoo to make sure that my hair got moisture and didn't dry out. So a henna treatment or henna gloss, it's like a strengthening deep conditioning treatment, and it works very much like a protein treatment. And therefore, if you don't make sure that your hair is going to be moisturized, then you could end up with really dry, brittle hair, and that could make your hair break. And that's why even when you're making the henna gloss, it's recommended that you use a moisturizing conditioner or deep conditioner, and then use moisturizing shampoo. Some people will use a clarifying shampoo, but I wanted to use a moisturizing one. I recently clarified my hair, so I don't like to clarify my hair too often. So as usual, I shampooed my hair twice because that makes sure that my scalp and my hair are thoroughly clean, and also that just adds to the moisture because you're basically adding more hydration to the hair, and that's exactly what the hair needs. Okay, so my hair was nice and clean and it was still damp, and here is my gloss. So I wanted to use gloves because the staining ability is still there, and also just to make sure that I didn't get henna on my face and neck, I applied some petroleum jelly, basically Vaseline, around my edges and also onto my neck. So you can use Vaseline or any petroleum jelly or you can actually use oil. It'll make it easy to just remove if it drips, because you never know, it might drip, and you might end up walking with a red face or red forehead and a red neck, and I just didn't want that. So I went round applying generously and also over my ears, just to protect them. So even though I didn't wash my hair in sections, as you saw, I did section out my hair in order to make the application easier, quicker, and also more effective. I'll always find that if you don't section out your hair when you're applying sort of like special treatments, then sometimes you miss bits and then your hair just doesn't get fully treated, and that's not going to be good. So I sectioned out my hair into 4 sections and then put my gloves on, and then I applied the henna gloss to each section, making sure that every single strand was coated. So because I used a very fine powder, the paste was super smooth and super easy to apply, so it didn't feel hard like some henna treatments might feel, and also because it was a really good quality moisturizing conditioner that I mixed the henna into. It was a very, very nice, smooth experience. So I just went around and applied it to all of my hair. So that's what I'll do now. And then once I've finished, I'll come back and explain the next steps. So once I'd made sure that all of my hair was thoroughly coated with this beautiful henna gloss, I covered my hair with a plastic bag. So you can use a shower cap if you want, but I just wasn't sure whether or not this henna gloss might stain my shower cap. So I went with a plastic bag, which I can throw away and not feel bad. So I left mine on for 2 hours. In fact, I think it was about 2.5 hours. And it is recommended that you keep it on for longer in order for you to get the most benefits. So some people would say an hour is okay, but some would say maybe even leave it on for 4 hours. But I thought 2 hours is a good medium, particularly as this was my first time. So after 2 hours, this is what it looked like. Look at my hair, what it looks like with the henna gloss having allowed it to work for 2.5 hours. So the first thing I noticed was that my hair felt amazing. It felt really, really soft, but also it felt strong. So it felt very much like how my hair would feel after I've done a protein treatment and a moisturizing deep conditioning treatment. So this was like a two-step in one kind of process, which I thought was amazing. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I guess, what I've heard so far about the hair getting really stiff, that probably pertains more to a full henna mask. So because I used a really good quality conditioner, it was amazing. My hair felt really, really good. And as you can see, my curls and coils were popping. It was just fantastic. So you could see that, this has the capacity to actually rebuild your curls, or reconstruct them exactly the way a protein treatment would do. Probably not as much as Amla might do, but it was fantastic. I really, really loved the results, and honestly, I couldn't stop feeling my hair because it felt so amazing. So anyway, I went ahead and I rinsed it out, and it was really easy to rinse out because it was nice and smooth. So even though I'd used a moisturizing conditioner to make the gloss, I didn't want to take chances with my hair. I didn't want it to get dry or brittle. So I decided to use a moisturizing deep conditioner, and it's the Intensive Hydration Mask by Shea Moisture. I've done a thorough review, and I'll put a link to the review in the description box below. So I just applied it throughout my hair, covered it with a plastic bag, and then left it on for 30 minutes. I didn't use a heating cap or anything. I just put the bag on, and that was it. And then after 30 minutes, I just rinsed it out, and I have to say my hair felt amazing. Honestly, it's probably the most moisturized it's ever been, which just felt really, really good. So after rinsing out the deep conditioner, I decided again to be on the safe side. I used the Intensive Hydration Conditioner again by Shea Moisture. So this is in the same line. And this is the quick one. It's not like the deep conditioner. So you apply this throughout your hair, and then you leave it on for about 3 to 5 minutes. So I know I was a little bit extra, and I left it on for about 5 minutes. So yes, I was actually quite heavy-handed with the conditioner. I am aware of that. I'm not usually, but I think I was just nervous. I didn't want to end up ruining my hair just because I didn't want to use a little bit of extra product, you know what I mean? So this Rinse Out Conditioner by Shea Moisture is definitely one of my favorites now. I've used it a few times and it always delivers. I will do another video just talking about my favorite products. So I did one just sharing some of my favorite leave-in conditioners. So I will do one featuring my favorite rinse out conditioners, just to give you examples if you're looking for some, and this is definitely one of them. So I left it on for about 3 5 minutes and then rinsed it out, and whew, my hair felt so good. So in order to get my hair to stay moisturized for as long as possible during the week, in fact I was hoping that my hair was still moisturized all week, I decided to go in with a moisturizing leave-in conditioner again, because I'd done this henna treatment and I did not want my hair to get dry at all. So I used one of my favorite hydrating or moisturizing leave-in conditioners, and it is the leave-in conditioning cream by African Pride, and it is in their Miracle Moisture range. I've talked about this so many times. Some of you will know already that this is one of my favorites, and I actually featured it in that video I was talking about, where I talked about my favorite leave-in conditioners. So as I was applying the leave-in conditioner, honestly, I must have been doing a little happy dance inside, because my hair felt absolutely amazing. It felt soft, it felt strong, it felt healthy, bouncy. It just felt so good. And any reservations I had about henna, honestly, they were just washed down the drain. They had gone down the drain with the henna gloss and all those conditioners I'd washed out of my hair, because I am officially a henna fan. So this is definitely something that I'll be using in my regimen. Oh, I don't know for how long, indefinitely, I suppose. So this was my very first time to use it, and I will be sharing other ways that I'll be using henna in my hair regimen, and I'll also share with you the progress, just so you can see, how my hair is responding to the henna, and hopefully that will give you the information you need to make a decision about whether or not to go ahead and use henna in your hair regimen. So as I said, it is a strengthening conditioning treatment. This is what a henna gloss is, and yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. So because it is a strengthening treatment, it's not something that you want to use on a weekly basis. In fact, it's recommended that you use it maybe every month or even every 2 months, exactly the same way that you'd use a protein treatment. So that's exactly what I plan to do. I think I'll be cautious and use it after a couple of months, and then we'll see. So anyway, the last step is I actually blow dried my hair, because it was late at night and I didn't want to go to bed with wet hair, because I don't do that anymore. So if you watched my video on how I blow dry my hair, you'll know that I use cool air, so it doesn't get bone dry at all. It still stays moisturized. It was probably 80% dry or 90% dry. So just to seal in the moisture, I used my hair butter. This is a DIY, and I've put the link to the video that explains the recipe and the method in the description box below. So this is the ginger, clove and cinnamon hair butter, and my hair felt so good. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that and found it useful, and if you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Thank you so much to all my subscribers. Love you guys so much. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and as I said, it'll be really nice if you gave the video a thumbs up, because that will really help to support my channel. So I'll have another video for you real soon. Until then, take care my lovelies, and take care of your loved ones. God bless, and bye for now.